Hello friends, thank you once again. Here we have a situation where we are presented with a question in Surds, one of the branches of mathematics. Now here we have a fraction that has a surd in the numerator and the denominator. And then the question is, find the values of a and b if seven root 2 over 5 minus 3 root 2 is a plus b root 2. Now, when you are given this, what you are actually being asked to do is to simplify the fraction. And we do the simplification of a fraction with the surds in the denominator by what we refer to as rationalization of the denominator. So in this case, we have 7 root 2 over 5 minus 3 root 2. Now, to rationalize the denominator, we need to multiply the denominator by what we refer to as a conjugate. There's a term called conjugate. A conjugate is a surd that is used for multiplying another surd, and after the multiplication of two surds, a conjugate and its a surd and its conjugate, you remain with an unconjugate, which we call a rational number. So like in this case, the conjugate of 5 minus 3 root 2 is actually, for those who are familiar with the surds, is 5 minus 3 root 2. Now, because we don't want to change the meaning of this fraction, what is done in the denominator must also be done in the numerator. So we are multiplying, so this is 5 plus 3 root 2. The conjugate of 5 minus 3 root 2, which we had originally, is 5 plus 3 root 2. Now we multiply the numerator by the same, 5 plus 3 root 2. Now this translates to, now in the denominator, in the numerator, we have 7 multiplied by 7 root 2 multiplied by 5, which translates to 35 root 2, then plus 7 root 2 multiplied by 3 root 2, which will be 7 times 3, which is 21, and then root 2 times root 2, which is root 4, and root 4 is 2. So we'll have 21 times 2, which is 42. That is 7 root 2 multiplied by 3 root 2 translates to 42. Now here, if you are familiar with, if you recall what was taught earlier and learned earlier in quadratics, when you have two brackets with similar terms, except for the sign, the operation sign, like in this case where one is a minus and the other is a plus, then that should remind you of a difference of two squares. So the expansion of this, the fastest and easiest expansion of this is simply take the square of 5, which is 25, and then subtract the square of 3 root 2. That is 3 root 2 times 3 root 2. So we have 3 times 3, which is 9, root 2 times root 2, which is root 4, and root 4 is 2. So 3 root 2 times 3 root 2 is actually 18. That is 9 times 2, which is 18. Now, as you can see, this will translate to, we can rewrite this. This is also the same as 42 plus 35 root 2 over, 35. You have to be careful not to confuse the symbols there. 35 root 2 over 25 minus 18, which is 7. And the second, as you can see here, now in this case, you can factorize 42 and 35. There's a common factor between them, which is actually 7. So 7, then 6 plus 5 root 2 over 7. And you can see from here, you can cancel out. and you remain with the answer being 6 plus 5 root 2. And you are told that this fraction is equal to 5 is equal to a plus b root 2. And then we are asked to find the values of a and b. So you can see here, if a plus b root 2 is equal to now our final answer from what we've worked out, 6 plus 5 root 2. So you can see here, a corresponds to 6 and b corresponds to 5. Those are the solutions to that question that you are given. Thank you so much for your audience. Once again, I wish you well and continue taking care. Bye for now.